Welcome to the Resilient Rainer, the premier podcast focused on mental performance for equestrians and improved horse show performance. Whether you're a rookie reiner or a seasoned competitor, this show is for riders who want to take their skills to the next level and achieve their full potential in the show ring. I'm Nicole Burnett, and I'm a master mindset coach who's obsessed with helping you achieve all those horse dreams you always thought were impossible. Join me each week to develop a show-ready mindset and gain the competitive edge you need to compete with confidence. Hello, and welcome to the Resilient Rainer podcast. I'm Nicole Burnett, your host, and I'm so excited that you've joined me for this special mid-year check-in episode. Whether you're a seasoned rider just starting out or someone who loves the world of horses, this podcast is for you. Today, we're going to take a moment to pause, reflect, and realign our focus for the rest of the year. So this is your mid-year check-in, and there are two things I want you to hear today. As we hit the halfway point of the year, it's the perfect time to look back at what we've accomplished and consider where we want to go next. Mid-year, this summertime, this is a great opportunity to assess your progress, celebrate your wins, and make any necessary adjustments. But more importantly, this is a chance to refresh your mindset and recommit to your goals with renewed energy and clarity. Today, I want to share with you two powerful messages that can make all the difference in how you approach the second half of your year. The first is consistency beats perfection. This is your reminder that steady, continuous effort leads to more success than striving for flawless execution. The second message is I am talking directly to you. You are capable of amazing things. We all have incredible potential, and sometimes you just need a little reminder to believe in yourself and your abilities. These themes have really been coming up for myself, for my clients, and I know that they're going to resonate really deeply with you, because they're going to resonate deeply with the journey of any rider, anyone who's working towards a goal. In our world of Western riding and sport, just like in life, we often get caught up in wanting to be perfect, and I will openly describe myself as a recovering perfectionist. But perfection is an illusion. What truly matters is showing up consistently and believing in the incredible things we're capable of achieving. I've seen firsthand how these mindsets can transform not just riding performance, but overall happiness and fulfillment. In today's episode, we'll dive into why consistency is more important than perfection, and explore how believing in your own capabilities can unlock new levels of success and joy. I've got some stories for you, of course, some practical tips, and I always love to share some actionable steps that you can take right away. So let's get started and make this mid-year check-in a powerful moment of reflection and inspiration. Now, hey, lovely riders. Before we dive into the meat and potatoes of today's podcast, I wanted to chat for a moment about something that is a total game changer for every writer out there: confidence. Yep, you heard me right. Unshakable, unbreakable confidence. Now, if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut or you just can't seem to shake those nerves in the saddle, I've got something special for you. So many writers struggle with this, and I have a free masterclass that is all about developing that rock solid confidence we all crave and need as writers. Trust me, I have been there, wondering if more writing or more showing is going to finally break me through my barriers. But guess what? That is not the secret sauce, I am sorry to say. In this masterclass, I'm sharing exactly how I regained my confidence, the real reasons why writing and showing more won't magically fix your progress, and most importantly, what you need to do to build unshakable confidence as a writer. It's all about your mindset, the mental game, and of course, a few insider tips that have made all the difference for me and my clients. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and get signed up. Let's get ready to transform your fear and self-doubt into confidence and action. You won't want to miss this. It could be the turning point you've been waiting for. So check the show notes for the link and dive in and make this your most confident writing year yet. Okay. Let's dive into the first key message. Consistency beats perfection. This idea is foundational, not just in writing, but in any area of life where you strive to improve. The pursuit of perfection can paralyze you, making you afraid to start, making you afraid to take risks. However, consistent small efforts can lead to significant progress over time. This is about showing up, doing the work, and building momentum, even if it's just a little bit at a time. I remember working with a client, and she was really struggling with a lot of fear around working with her horse, and she just had a really hard time moving past this. And so she reached out to me, and she'd been around horses for decades and didn't used to have this problem, didn't used to have this fear, and it was so bad she hadn't ridden in a couple years, really just pretty debilitating fear. And she wanted to be making progress. She wanted to get past this. She wanted to be able to, halter her horse without fear, to lead the horse, groom the horse, to be riding without fear, because she could remember what that felt like. And she wanted to be able to have that joy and confidence back. In working with her, one of the barriers for her was that she wanted the progress to be faster. She wanted to be able to just saddle up and go for a ride on day one. And that mindset really left her feeling frustrated, feeling discouraged, especially because things didn't go to plan. Her mental blocks were stopping her from doing that on the first day. And so she would feel really frustrated and discouraged. So I worked with her on just showing up and putting in consistent effort, whether it was a good day or a challenging one, no matter where she was at on that individual day. It was about showing up and putting in something, putting in a consistent effort. And over time, what do you know? Steady improvement. Not because it was perfect, not because she was perfect, but because she was persistent. Okay? Persistence beats perfection. This is so key, guys. And is that you want to dismiss your progress because it's not big enough, it's not fast enough, it's not perfect yet. But we don't get to perfect on day one. You just throw that idea in the trash, okay? Like, just release it. You're going to have so many breakthroughs when you have an off day, when things aren't perfect, but you just stick with it. And so this lady really demonstrated so much progress by just putting in those efforts consistently. And do not underestimate the impact you have when you just stick with it. Many writers believe that they need to have everything figured out before they can start making progress. Have you ever felt that way, right? You think you need to know the entirety of the map and all of the direction steps before you can start making progress? This belief can lead to procrastination and self-doubt. The truth is, perfection is an unattainable standard that often prevents us from even starting. Instead, you should focus on the process. Focus on the incremental gains that you can achieve through regular practice and dedication. This is about embracing the journey with all of its glorious ups and downs and understanding that mistakes are a natural part of learning. Now, I'm going to give you some practical tips here. So here we go. Tip 1, set realistic goals. Doesn't mean you don't have a grand vision, but I've been getting so much into goal setting and planning and all of this stuff lately, even though it's the middle of the year. So start with small, manageable goals you can achieve consistently. Instead of aiming to, ride perfectly every time, focus on improving one aspect of your technique each session, okay? For example, if you're working on transitions, how can you improve your timing and feel rather than expecting yourself to nail it perfectly on the first try? All right, practical tip number 2, building daily habits. Incorporate consistent habits into your routine that support your growth as a writer. So this could be things like mental rehearsal exercises, spending a few minutes reviewing your ride, identifying one thing you did well, one area for improvement. The key is to make these habits sustainable and realistic so you can maintain them over the long term. And your third practical tip, focus on progress over perfection. Keep a progress journal where you can track your improvements over time. Write down your experiences, what you learned, how you felt. Reflecting on your progress can help you see the value of consistency and remind you that even small steps forward are still steps in the right direction. Remember, the most successful writers and athletes are those who keep showing up, even on the tough days. They know that it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. So if you ever feel like you're not making enough progress or feel like you're stuck, remind yourself that consistency is your best ally. Each ride, each step forward, it builds on the last, creating a solid foundation for your future success. So to wrap up this segment of consistency beats perfection, think about one area in your writing or your life where you can apply the principle of consistency over perfection. It might be a specific skill, a training routine, even a mindset shift. Whatever it is, commit to showing up consistently and watch how those small, steady efforts lead to significant results over time. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Okay, and the second thing you needed to hear today is that you Yes, you are capable of amazing things because you are. So it's so easy to get caught up in self doubt and underestimate our own potential. Or is that just me? I'm sure it's not just me. Whether you're facing challenges in your writing or in your personal life, it's crucial that you remember that you have within you the power to achieve extraordinary things. This isn't just about reaching the top of a podium or mastering some new skill. It's about recognizing and embracing the unique strengths and abilities that you bring to the table. So, let me share a story of another client. And this lady was a barrel racer. She was doubting her ability to connect with her mare. This is a particularly challenging horse, very well bred, but very hot, very powerful horse. And she was questioning if she was skilled enough to handle this situation and, considered giving up. Instead, she decided to believe in herself, to believe in her training, and believe in her ability to make progress. And so, through patience, persistence, and a lot of learning, and so she really paired her mental work and in the saddle work, and she really needed both. She was able to not only connect with her horse, but also, I think, learned a great deal about her own strengths as a rider. That experience, it shows that we're often capable of so much more than we think, especially when you can push past your comfort zones and trust in your abilities. Self doubt is a ridiculously common obstacle that many of us face. It can be triggered by past failures, fear of judgment. I mean, hello, being in the warm up pen. Oh, or simply the daunting nature of a new challenge. I mean, anybody ever, you feel like you know how to ride and then you get a new horse and then all of a sudden you feel like you can't ride anymore. However, it's important to recognize that self doubt is just a thought, okay? Self doubt is just a thought. It's a thought that doesn't define you, it doesn't define your true potential. Acknowledging these doubts is the first step towards overcoming them. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, and every successful rider has faced moments of doubt. All those riders competing at the Olympics right now, of course they've had moments of doubt. The difference is they didn't let those doubts stop them. Okay, time for some practical tips on this section. Practical tip number 1, setting empowering beliefs. Start by identifying the limiting beliefs that you might hold about yourself and replace them with empowering ones. For instance, instead of thinking, oh, I can't handle difficult horses, shift to, I am constantly learning and improving my skills to connect with all horses. Affirmations are a powerful tool to reinforce these positive beliefs. And again, if you are intimidated by a horse, it doesn't mean put yourself in a dangerous situation. It means how can you empower yourself in this situation, right? If you're saying, I can't do this, or I'm constantly learning and improving my skills. If you're actually doing that, I mean, I never would want you to say an affirmation that you feel like, if you don't believe it, there's no point. But if you're, let's say you're taking lessons or you're working with a horse that you can manage and you are progressively challenging yourself along the way. So basically, put on your thinking cap. This is, in fact, a short podcast, not a extensive one-on-one here. But set empowering beliefs. Practical tip number 1. Let's not get too sidetracked. Practical tip number 2. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you surround yourself with absolutely can greatly impact your mindset. Seek out mentors, coaches, and peers who uplift and encourage you. Being part of a supportive community can help you stay motivated and remind you of your capabilities, especially on those tough days, all right? That can be me. I am a mental coach. That can be somebody else. But find yourself some positive influences. It makes a difference. And practical tip number 3, take some small, courageous steps. Sometimes the best way to realize your potential is to take action, even if it's just a small little step. Set a goal that challenges you, even just a little bit, and commit to taking the first step towards it. You don't have to commit to 100 steps. Just take the first step. This could be entering a competition, trying a new discipline, or just tackling a particularly tricky part of your training. Every small step builds confidence and proves to yourself that you are capable of amazing things. It's so important to celebrate the unique journey that you are on. No two riders are the same, and your path, it's going to have its own set of challenges and triumphs. But what's universal is the incredible potential within each of us. Embrace the fact that you are capable of doing things that you've never imagined. The key is to believe in yourself and keep moving forward one step at a time. Remember, amazing things don't happen overnight. They're the result of persistent effort and a belief in your own capabilities. Let me ask you a question here. I want you to reflect on a time when you surprised yourself with what you accomplished. Think about the strength, determination, and creativity you brought to that situation. Let that memory serve as a reminder that you are capable of so much more than you often give yourself credit for. As you move forward, keep this belief at the forefront of your mind. I am capable of amazing things. Let it inspire you to pursue your goals with passion and confidence. Wow, what an episode. That really, I just have a lot to say, I guess. So let's quickly recap the 2 powerful messages we discussed today. First, we talked about how consistency beats perfection. Okay, let me preach it to the heavens. We explored how showing up consistently, even in the face of challenges, this is going to get you significant progress over time. Remember, it is your small, steady efforts that create lasting change. Then we delved into you are capable of amazing things, because you are. We emphasized the incredible potential within you and the importance of believing in your own abilities. Whether you are working on a specific skill or you're just trying to become the best horseman you can, these 2 messages are key to staying motivated and on track. And thank you for being here today. As we wrap up this mid-year check-in, I want to leave you with a final thought. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it's okay to move at your own pace. Whether you're ahead of where you thought you'd be or you're still working through challenges, you're exactly where you need to be right now. Take the lessons from today's podcast and go apply them, all right? Be consistent in your horse efforts and never underestimate your ability to achieve incredible things. Remember, every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards your goals. So what's next? I encourage you to take a moment after this podcast to reflect on your own journey. What are some areas where you can be more consistent? What amazing things have you accomplished that you might not have fully recognized? Use these reflections to set your intentions for the rest of the year. Write them down, share them with a friend, or even send me a message. I'd love to hear what you're working towards. Don't forget to catch the free masterclass on building your own unshakable confidence. Link is in the show notes. If you love this episode, share it with a friend. If you hate this episode, share it with your enemy. And don't forget to scroll down to rate and review this podcast. Rate it 5 stars. Write a little note about something you took away from this episode. It really puts a smile on my face and helps me to reach more people with this message. And don't forget, we have some exciting episodes coming up. If you are not on the Resilient Rainer email list, you need to be, because this is the week I am polling the audience to say, what topics do you want me to cover on the podcast? What is something you are going through with your horse? What sort of limiting beliefs are coming up for you? What are you struggling with? Because I want to make a podcast topic on it to support you and give back to this fabulous community. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and being a part of this incredible community. So, like I said, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review, share it with a friend who might need a little inspiration. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Nicole Burnett Mental Coach, at Resilient Rainer, or through my website, Nicole Burnett Coaching. So remember, you're capable of amazing things. Keep riding and stay resilient.